Hi, everybody. Yuri is out of the country right now with his mom, so he is not here for videos. However, I am here by myself, and with this time, I thought it would be fun to kind of check out some local game store events and kind of give my thoughts on how they are. Now, Friday night, I went to a casual commander game at a place called Wonko's Games here in Austin. Not sure what to expect. I've never been to a casual commander game before. Went into the store at the starting time. There were already 2 full tables playing. So 8 people already in full pods playing the game. And then there was more tables, and there were 2 players at another table, and then some empty tables. So I went up to the counter. I've never been there, so I wasn't sure. I said, "Hello, I'm here for some casual commander." And they said, "Well, you just got to buy 1 pack of booster, any booster you want, sign your name, and then go sit down." So I did that. I signed my name. I bought a pack of Aftermath. Sorry, not Aftermath, but March of the Machine, non-Aftermath. I wanted more cards. And then they sent me over to the table with those 2 guys on it. They were pretty nice. There was Marshall and Frankie were their names. So first thing I noticed is they were pretty loose on the proxying rule, right? In fact, Frankie's cards weren't even color copies. They were just black and white copies of Magic cards. Now, I understand proxies, right? It's understandable. And some people would argue that with the 30th anniversary, Wizards of the Coast has actually produced their own proxies, and it's their own rules and stuff. Now, the problem with playing with proxies, especially in that game, my first time with a lot of proxies, and there were like every sort of X and X card was in play from him, and he had a lot of really powerful proxies, and all of them were black and white. And across the table, it's really difficult to see what a black and white card is, right? So I just was ignoring him pretty much because it's like, what's going on over there. Now, one of the reasons why we wanted to kind of visit some of the game stores is because to see if they're kid friendly, right? Because we hear that Friday night magics and casual magics and outside are not kid friendly. So as far as that, there were no kids at Wonko's that night. There were some Seth may have been like in his late teens or something. He did seem kind of young, but there was nothing there that would have been bad for a kid. I don't see anything I wouldn't mind Yuri being around. So one of our friends, George, he asked them there at Wonko's a few weeks ago if it was kid friendly, and he said, well, it's probably not very family friendly. So I'm just kind of getting an idea myself, right, about the area. Now, I think the atmosphere would be different if kids were there, and I think that would kind of change things a little bit in the environment. So I don't think it would be bad at all for the kids. I mean, Yuri would be okay there, but since there's a lot of assuming rules, there's a lot of assuming what cards mean and how everything interacts, I don't think the owners are as comfortable having kids there in that environment. But overall, I didn't see anything that I would say is not kid friendly there. There might have been a little bit of language, but nothing weird. Don't think they would win that often, but I think it's okay. The first game was he had, I think, Sakashima and some other commander. And then Marshall had Slicer. That's right, Slicer. So there's a little bit of goading going on there. I brought in my Thrun deck, which is a net deck from Tolarian Community College. And I did win, but I felt like they weren't really attacking me much and were more attacking each other, and I just kind of took the victory at the end. So then I took out, since I saw the power levels of these decks, it's like, all right, I'll take out my Shorikai Genesis engine, because it's probably one of my most powerful decks besides like Krenko or something, right? So I only brought 3 decks. So I took that out. I did okay. I lost the second game, but you know, I wasn't dirtling, and I just kind of like got stuff out, and I had a lot of fun. I did my whole thing, and it was all right. And then we played again, and someone else showed up. Seth sat down in the 4th seat, and he was younger, but he was pretty cool. I liked him. Now his deck was not. I don't think it was proxies, but I couldn't tell from across the table. But he was sleeving a proxy deck while we were playing. He ended up winning with a Thassa's Oracle combo at the end, you know. Then there was 2 other guys at another table, and they said, "Hey, is anyone leaving?" And then Seth and I went over and sat with them. It was Nolan and someone else. I don't know who it was. They did not seem to have any proxies. They just had their normal cards. And also, like I said, Seth was playing a deck that didn't seem to have proxies too. So it was all in the up and up. It was all a lot of fun. Then, Nolan's deck just went off and was overall fun. It was interacting with different people and different decks. I got, 4 games in, which is pretty good for only being there for a couple of hours, right? So much faster than playing at home. So yeah, and that was kind of interesting. I see they're not really showing all their mana. They're kind of hiding things, and they're trying to get away with things. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how some other places do it too. But from my experience there, it was friendly. It was all right. It was completely open to proxies, obviously, and casual to most of those people seemed to be the proxy allowing, because it was not about power level. Let me tell you, their power levels were like really high. They had every deck had a mana crypt. Every deck had like the super expensive cards. So yeah. So in my experience, that was what they were looking at. So this was the first one I've gone to, so I really can't give it a good rating or anything since I have nothing to compare it to. But overall, I thought it was a fun time. I thought the price was reasonable. I keep bringing up proxies, but that was something that was really jarring from my home pod, my home group, right? Because we don't use those in any of our plays. And then yeah, and that's kind of what's going on. So hope you like this video. I'll do a series of these as I visit other places in Austin while Yuri's out of the country. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. Let me know if you like this type of video. All right. Bye.